Hey, how you doing? This is Commissioner Patterson, Pioneer Football League. Welcome to Sportscenter. We are just finishing up Week 8. Playoff picture is clear. We are going to get into some of the matchups that you could possibly see in the first round and give some exciting news about the playoffs and All-Star game. So stay tuned. Pioneer Football League Sportscenter. Welcome to Pioneer Football League Sports Center. This is Commissioner Patterson. In the background I have the board for the Pioneer playoffs. The 10U division has been our toughest division this year. We have a couple of games that are not quite set up for the playoffs yet because the last week of the season is going to play itself out to see who's in, who's not, and where teams are playing. But as it stands right now, as you can see, the Nifty Lions control their own destiny along with the Fordham Falcons. The Falcons are the only ones that have actually clinched a seat in the big dance, so to speak. And we have a bunch of teams that are still in contention, including the Warriors, the Trojans, the Spartans, and the Giants all have a shot to get into the playoffs with wins this week. So you could check on Facebook and you could check on our website for the latest updates to see who's in, who's out, and where teams are headed in the 10U division. So the games this week with playoff implications are up here as well. The Steelers playing the New York City Lions, the Trojans and the Nittany Lions, which will definitely have ramifications when it comes to the playoffs. The Panthers and the Giants, Spartans and the Falcons, Woodside Warriors, New Jersey Nifty Lions. So a lot of competitive games this week, and again, next week for the 10U division is basically elimination football. It is basically a playoff week for these guys. So it should be a lot of hard-hitting action and teams scrapping to get into these playoffs. So that's the 10U division. As we move forward, the 12U division pretty much all sewn up. We have the Steelers with the 1 seed. They are 7-0, undefeated season. The reason why they're 7-0, not 8-0, is because we had a non-league game down in Delaware, which they handled business down there as well. So a very successful season. Congratulations to the Steelers. The Long Island Spartans are 5-1. They have another game to go, but the Spartans have clinched the 2 seeds, so they'll have a home playoff game. They will be facing the Fordham Falcons. The Falcons will make the trip out to Walt Whitman High School. That should be a really good game to see how the Falcons do on that road trip in the semifinal round, which will be held on November the 8th weekend. And the Giants. So we'll have Steelers-Giants in the first round of the playoffs and Spartans and Falcons for the 12U division. On to the 13U division. This was a developmental division. The two teams that have stood out have been the Nifty Lions and the Brooklyn Panthers. They're playing out the string right now, mixing up the action with some of our 14U teams and getting ready for the championship game, which is going to be on November 16th. And then that will be the Nifty Lions against the Brooklyn Panthers at John F. Kennedy High School in the Bronx. So true neutral territory game. Got New Jersey versus Brooklyn playing in the Bronx, so that should be a lot of fun. On to our 14U division. Our 14U division, the seeds have been sewn up. The Long Island Spartans are at the top of the standings at this particular point. They'll be taking on the St. Albans Trojans, who just clinched the 4 seed. And the other game will have the Giants and the Bronx Nittany Lions. So that the one thing that you love to see as commissioner, and it's funny because I answer questions all the time about, which team do you have a favorite or this or that or what have you. The commissioner hands out the trophy. It doesn't really much matter who it is to. However, what the commissioner does like to see is a bunch of different programs represented in the playoffs. We don't want to see the same 1 or 2 programs in the playoffs across every single age group. And in this particular case, we're seeing the Bronx Nittany Lions making an appearance, St. Albans Trojans making an appearance as well. So that's pretty much what we're looking at for the 14U division. On to our 16U division. Harlem Jets at this particular point have clinched or pretty much on their way to clinching the number 1 seed. They will take on the Bronx Buccaneers. However, we do have 2 more weeks of football really to play this weekend and next weekend. Their playoffs are going to start the weekend of the 14th and the 15th. So Friday, Saturday games, and then Sunday we'll be out to the Little Guy Championship game. So we're going to try to get as much coverage, especially on Ustream, as possible for those guys. We have the Black Knights and the Colts, who played yesterday, and the Colts were pretty dominant in that game. So even though the Colts are the lower seed, they're going to have to travel back out to Sternberg and play the Brooklyn Black Knights. So we're going to see how that thing plays itself out. And that's the 16U division. In our 18U division, this we're having a little bit of an experiment with when it comes to the playoff picture. They ordinarily play 10 games. This year they're playing 9, with their 10th game being a playoff game. So the top 2 seeds, they get a bye. At this particular point, it'd be the Jets and the Lions, although the Buccaneers have not been eliminated from receiving the bye. In the bottom 4 at this particular point, if the playoffs were to start today, the Buccaneers would be hosting the Green Wave and the Gladiators would be hosting the Pharaohs. The Gladiators have beaten the Pharaohs twice this year by a combined 4 points. So one way or another, if this ends up playing itself out, it should be relatively interesting to see how that ends up. So that's the complete playoff picture, and we're going to be anxious to see who makes the playoffs and eventually who makes a appearance in the championship game. And again, we want to see as many programs as possible involved in that, because Championship Day is a really great day for Pioneer football and the programs in general. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from this week and look forward to the schedule for next week.
Are you on or off the line? Are you on or off the line? Talking to you. Off. You off the line?
Yeah. Your formation's illegal, man.
Too fast, man. Let's go. We're taking this. Wow, he picked it up and he's running. They get the tackle.
So the Pioneer Football League All-Star game is set up. The 10Us and the 12Us will be playing in one game. The 14Us and 13Us in a second game. The game is going to be played in Paterson, New Jersey. And that will be on the weekend of November the 22nd, 23rd. So it's going to be a Sunday, so it'll be November the 23rd. This is our prototype for our Pioneer League All-Star jerseys. As you can see, there's kind of a theme to this thing. This is the Hudson, and that is the Atlantic Conference. So we're actually playing, we'll actually put the up on the screen now, the two different conferences. Although we don't do conference play during the course of the season when it comes to standings and stuff like that, because we haven't expanded to that point yet, we separate our All-Stars by way of the bridge. So the Bronx teams and New Jersey teams versus the Long Island conglomerate with Brooklyn and Queens included. So the New York Jets throwback circa 1992 versus the New York Jets current uniforms, as a thank you to the New York Jets for their generous donation to the Pioneer Football League. We also have a couple events coming up on the whole New York Jets front, and we'll send that footage to you as soon as we get it. But we have a lot of exciting things coming up. Most of the games that we're going to have during the next upcoming weeks will have playoff implications, so we'll send you stuff. We also have some really cool pictures from the Pioneer Football League from this season as I go through the computer here, which I spend most of my time doing. So we're going to ask all parents that if you have some really good pictures that you want to share with us, or that you just need to share with us, make sure you go to Facebook and post up the information on our website. As you can see, we have on our website a bunch of pictures, and on Facebook as well, a bunch of pictures from the last couple of years of Pioneer football. You see great coaches shots, game shots. Footage of the little kids is awesome because you can get in real close to take the picture during the course of gameplay. As you can see, no other league does this type of stuff. You're not going to see this type of coverage anywhere. And again, it's about the best possible experience for these children. You see the Giants went down to Delaware this past summer. We also had the Long Island Spartans this past weekend head down to Maryland to play a football game with the Rosedale Cowboys. So that was a really great experience, and we look forward to hearing from Coach Gerald and the guys as to how their road trip went. So for this week in the Pioneer Football League, this is Commissioner Patterson. Have an awesome week, and we will give you the final word on the playoffs and exactly what's going on with the schedule directly after that. Pioneer Football League. See you next week.